All right. So tell me what experience you have with Kingdom Hearts.
I know that there is Mickey Mouse in it.
All right. So you never played the games? Yeah, you just never played the games. Okay.
Nope, I was an MMO player since I was a kid.
You were what?
I've always been a big MMO player.
Oh, MMO player. I see.
I'm a big MMO player, yes.
Oh, okay. What MMOs have you played?
Dark Age of Camelot. I played EverQuest for a little bit. WoW has been I've played that for years since I was a kid.
That's the go-to?
That's the #1, yes. Right now, I'm in a phase of just waiting right now for 9.1. So I got like 5
I
6
see.
weeks of just taking a break from everything, not playing. But
I
WoW
see.
is my go-to.
That is the go-to. Gotcha.
That is the go-to. Yep.
All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at how this all began. So you know that there is Disney stuff.
Yes.
How about this? Trying to recall Kingdom Hearts lore with X. So let's take this to the very beginning, huh? Let's take this to Kingdom Hearts 1 and how we got to the situation. You probably have heard about Kingdom Hearts and how Kingdom Hearts has a ton of different games at all. Have you heard any of the memes, any of the communities things, anything about Kingdom Hearts?
I know nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
Nothing.
Sounds good. So Kingdom
There's
Hearts.
mini games in it. I just thought it was like Mickey Mouse running around and it's like an RPG or something.
Gotcha.
Eh,
So
that's what I thought.
Kingdom Hearts is essentially an IP that has Kingdom Hearts characters and Square Enix characters like Final Fantasy. They put them together. They made an RPG out of it, and everybody loves it. It came out in 2002. It captured the hearts of many people, including myself. Very, very, very big. It has finished up for like the main arc that it's had. But since then, since 2002, Kingdom Hearts 1, many, 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 many games have kind of explored the universe, and it's expanded. And it basically came from the mind of this guy called Nomura, Tetsuya Nomura.
Okay.
Which is the dude that's he's got his hands on a lot of things, including FF15, and I think he now holds the reins to FF7 Remake.
There's a 16 Final Fantasy. There was 14.
So, no, 15 came out a while ago. Did you not hear about 15?
No. Then why is everybody playing 14?
14's an MMO, that's why.
Oh, so you just forgot about 15 and 16?
No, 14's an MMO, so it keeps getting support. So it just keeps getting played. 15 is just the traditional Final Fantasy stuff.
Okay.
You know, and 16 just barely got, the trailer got released, so 16 is going to be coming out in the future.
Got it.
So, so Final Fantasy 7
so
Remake.
They just skipped story on 14, made it an MMO, and then they continued with 15.
Yeah, correct. Afterward, and it's been getting expansions ever since.
I do know that Final Fantasy 14 is a MMO. I thought 15 is like another MMO. I don't know.
No. The only MMOs in Final Fantasy is like 11. I think
11's an MMO?
Yeah, I think so. Like an old school MMO from back in the day. But yeah, no, I think it was either 11 or 12. I can't remember. But 14.
I played Final Fantasy 14, Gordy. He played only 3 MMOs. He calls himself an MMO player. Bro, I haven't played MMOs since you popped out of the womb, bro. All right, go ahead.
There you go. So Tetsuya
right,
Nomura, he's the one that kind of got this mad idea. Hey, let's put together Square Enix characters, Final Fantasy characters, and Disney characters. So they created Kingdom Hearts 1. All right. Kingdom Hearts 1, huge game. You've probably heard of Kingdom Hearts once or twice in your life, either for being known for having Disney characters in their game or for having the most convoluted story and lore of all time. So how does this all begin? How does Kingdom Hearts begin? Well, how did it capture the hearts of many, in a literal sense? Kingdom Hearts 1 started off with 3 main protagonists. The main protagonist is Sora, Riku, and Kairi. Those are the 3 main protagonists of Kingdom Hearts. Let me put up a picture of them so you know how they look like. Here they are right there. All right, this is the best I can do for right now. You got
I see them.
Sora.
Oh, that's the dude
Riku.
I remember in the middle on the commercial.
Yep, that's Sora. That's the main character. That's who you play as.
Okay.
Riku and Kairi. 3 main protagonists. All right?
All right.
These 3 characters were on an island. We got introduced to them by being on an island. They played as kids. They do all whole sorts of different adventures. The intro of the game introduces us to them and to different Final Fantasy characters, such as like Waka and Tidus from Final Fantasy X. So you get to interact with them and such. But essentially, the whole point of the intro was for you to get off the island. You want to explore. You want to see what's beyond the world, and you want to go exploring. Riku and Sora both, and Kairi just wants to tag along because she really has no other, how do I say this, other reason to do anything else. Anyways, yeah, so Riku and Sora, rivals. They face off against each other. They're all that good stuff. So while this is happening in the island, we get introduced to a duo that you probably have heard of, which is Donald and Goofy.
Okay, yeah, this is the Mickey Mouse.
Yes,
stuff.
This is in the meanwhile on the island. Meanwhile, during the castle, there they are, Donald and Goofy. They get introduced. Donald and Goofy are doing their duties or whatever, and Donald finds that King Mickey is gone. King Mickey is gone. Where is King Mickey?
Okay.
He left a letter basically saying, hey, there's some trouble going on in other worlds. Take Goofy and find the boy with the key.
So Mickey is telling them to go find the key.
He left a letter, and that's what he orders Donald to do. Take Goofy and go find the boy with the key. So that's what happens. Donald gets Goofy. We get
Mickey
introduced
left to get milk and never came back.
Yeah, he literally. Yeah, exactly. There's some trouble happening with other worlds. Go get the key, or get the boy with the key. Team up with them. Have a good time. Okay.
Okay.
While that happened, they went to set off on their little ship called the Gummy Ship. And what this it's called a Gummy. Yeah, I know it's called the Gummy Ship, but this ship has the ability to travel between different worlds. Now, worlds are essentially like different Disney IPs. Different, like Final Fantasy could be a world or something. It's not necessarily a world in the game, but you get the point. They can travel across different worlds. So he left their world to go seek for the boy with the key. While they left their world, in the island, they were about ready to set sail and leave the island. All right? The day before they were going to set sail, something bad happens. Everything is dark. There's a big old black void above the island, and there's these little creatures that are popping up everywhere on the island, and they're worried that their raft is about to be blown away because there's like winds, rapid winds and stuff. So Sora leaves his house to go over there and see if the raft is okay. Little do we know, Kairi and Riku are also on the island checking up everything, but these little creatures are popping up everywhere, so he has to maneuver around them. Then he finds Riku, and Riku's acting real emo. He's acting really weird, real edgy. Very, very Sasuke-like. He starts saying weird things like, the door has opened, let's go to the dark. He starts saying weird things. And all of a sudden, this darkness materializes below him, and he says, come with me. And Sora's like, what the heck are you talking about? What are we talking about? Finally, Sora reaches out to Riku to try and help him. He's like, he just wants to go. He wants to go to the darkness. So he just sticks his hand out. Sora tries to reach out to him. Couldn't. Gets swallowed by darkness, but lo and behold, a light shines from within him and dissipates the darkness. Riku is gone, but Sora's standing there with a blade.
So he's God.
He's not God.
He's Matsuri.
No, he's not God. He's the chosen one.
So he's God.
I don't know what your definition of God is, but
he's right. Well, if he's got beams of light coming from him,
there's light. So in this world, just to kind of like point this out too. There's light and there's darkness, similarly to like like the Force works in Star Wars.
Okay.
So like there's the light side and there's a dark side.
So he's the Jedi. So he's
if you want to think of it that way, sure. So he's the chosen one. When he emits from the darkness that goes away, he holds a blade. It's called the Key Blade. It's a blade that's shaped like a key. You follow me so far?
Yes. Okay.
So he gets this Key Blade, and that blade.
Where did the Gummy Ship go though? Did it go down?
So the Gummy Ship is not there. That's with Donald and Goofy. That's completely like.
So they're not even close to this. Okay. Meanwhile, this is happening.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this is happening. Correct.
Light is emitting from Sora, and he's got the Keyblade.
It's not like it's emitting from him. It's like it came from like this light source came out and like dissipated the darkness, kind of like a flash.
Okay.
And that's it, and it's gone. Basically meaning that he cannot be taken by darkness. Does that make sense? This blade has the ability to kill these little creatures that are made from the shadows, from darkness. So he can now kill him. While this is happening, he goes to a place where Kyrie's residing, and she's acting even weirder. She turns around to him, and she says, like, Sora. And she's like, she's acting like dead. Like a zombie. I didn't tell you this before, but there was a where they're at, there's a big old door, and the door kind of flings open and a whole bunch of darkness comes out of it. And Kyrie gets pushed towards you.
Thank you so much, Valentine, for 34 years.
Yeah. And so it goes towards you, and she kind of like phases through you. So while that happens...
So she's like all kind of like...
Yes.
In a trance or whatever.
She's in a trance.
And she's... Yes.
Correct.
And talking.
Yep.
Okay.
But she only says one thing. She only says your name, which is Sora.
My name?
No, not your name.
Oh.
But Sora's name.
That'd be cool
Nagzz.
if they, like, whatever you put in, they said your name.
No. Your name is Sora, and that's it. Sora and Sora only.
Is there a sequel for the Gummy Ship?
Yes.
There is. That's Kingdom Hearts 2.
Uh-huh.
Look at this. I'm already...
You're learning.
Continue on.
So anyways, while the door flings open, Kyrie gets knocked into you, and she phases through you, all right? Then you get knocked back by the darkness, and the island is in ruins. You are floating on a tiny little piece of the island, and you face this super giant shadow figure. Face this super huge shadow figure, and you have the Keyblade, and it's called the Keyblade, by the way.
Which Sora is holding.
Which Sora is holding, yes. And you kill this big old figure, and that basically plummets the entire island to darkness. So that island is in darkness. It's gone. His island was overtaken with darkness. Meanwhile, Donald and Goofy get off their gummy ship, and they park in an island, on a world called Traverse Town. By the way, here's what the gummy ship looks like.
So, now that island is overtaken by the darkness now. Meanwhile, they parked in the gummy ship at Tractor Town right now, and this is where we're gonna
Traverse Town.
on.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the gummy ship.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that we go to Traverse Town.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that whole segment is over. Traverse Town is next. So Donald and Goofy parked their gummy ship and they go to Traverse Town. That's the town, right? That's the world. Whatever.
Okay.
All right. Really cool. Very
All right,
iconic. Traverse Town.
So we're in Kingdom Hearts 2 now.
No, this is still the first game. This is the intro.
It's just a meanwhile.
I'm only explaining KH1. When we get to KH2, I will let you know.
The ship schnoz is almost as big as what?
As your knob. Maybe. Okay.
Continue on, Professor.
So they're in Traverse Town. Donald and Goofy get off, and they're trying to look for this boy with the key. In the town, literally, like they pass right by this alley, and in that alley, Sora was there. He lands there. He appears there. All right. He was plunged into darkness, but he landed there.
This island. Now he's
now he's there.
I mean, he could do that. He is God. So
I guess so. He is. You might be onto something. Yes. So
he's the chosen one.
He's the chosen one.
The chosen one.
So he wakes up. He's like, where the hell am I? I don't know where this is. So he's trying to roam around the town to see where he's at. He's trying to find his friends. He's trying to find Riku and Kairi. And they're lost too. We don't know where they are. So he goes to roam around. While he's in this town, he realizes that these little creatures from the island are now appearing in this town as well. They are called the Heartless. Heartless.
Why would you be so heartless?
Correct.
So I will always remember them from that song now.
More than likely. And this is what they look.
Why is it, this is how I'm trying to remember things. I put songs and everything, and then Tractor Town, I know it's called...
Tractor Town. Did you call it Tractor Town?
Well, it's Trader Town or something like that. But I know it's
Traverse.
Same thing. And this is how I remember and follow along. So this is how I remember you can be so heartless. Those are the enemies now that are everywhere.
Correct.
They're called the Heartless. And now I'll always remember the song, Can You Be So weird me, weird, that I remember that. That's how I put them together.
That's a good song, too.
Yeah, see?
It's a good song.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So, Heartless. These are the little creatures, all right, that are appearing all over the town. All right. Apparently, these creatures can take the hearts of people, all right?
That's why they're the Heartless, because they need the hearts.
Yes.
That's cool.
Correct. So he realizes what's going on, is that these little Heartless are roaming around, they're taking hearts, all right? Then, while that whole debacle is happening, he meets up with a character, another Final Fantasy character that's a staple. His name is Leon.
From Resident Evil.
No.
Oh.
This is Leon from Final Fantasy VIII. And this is actually Squall.
Less cool Leon. The less cool Leon. Wait, so he's Squall?
Squall.
Or Leon?
His name is Squall Leonhardt. Leonhardt.
Oh, so all right, I'm gonna
So
remember
they
from
basically,
Squall up.
yeah, this is basically Squall, but they call him Leon in this game. I don't know why. Don't know why they're calling him Leon here and not Squall. Oh well. All right. So Leon comes here, or Squall, whatever, and he says, "Hey, you got that key? You shouldn't have that key. Why do you have that key?" He's like, and Sora's like, "Hey, mind your business, buddy. Mind your business." And they fight. Lo and behold, Sora gets knocked unconscious.
Okay, Sora lost to Squall.
Yep, Sora lost to
Squall
Squall.
up.
Correct. Sora wakes up at a hotel within the town.
There's a hotel in the universe.
Yep. There's a hotel. There's a suite. There's an inn. Whatever you want to call it. They wake up, and who's there to meet him? But Yuffie from Final Fantasy VII.
Okay, I'll remember it with Yubi.
Yes, Yuffie is here. Yuffie shows up, and she's basically with Leon, and they're kind of like a group together. Leon.
So Squall is dating Yubi. Well, they're together.
No,
in
they're
a
not
squad.
dating.
So they're in a squad together.
They're in a squad. Yes.
Squall up.
Yep.
See?
Great
all makes
Ninja
sense
Yuffie. All right.
Yep.
They start to explain to Sora what the Heartless are and what the Keyblade, the blade that he holds, is.
Okay.
Which is essentially a way to kill Heartless. He's like, you can only kill a Heartless
With
or
the Keyblade.
with the key. I mean, you can kill a Heartless with other weapons, but the way to completely get rid of that Heartless is with the Keyblade. Because what the Keyblade does is it kills the Heartless because it like removes the heart from them that they have taken. Does that make sense?
Wait.
This
it
is where we
removes
start to get confusing.
Okay. So it removes the Keyblade removes heart.
Yes,
No,
it
to kill the
releases. It
Heartless.
doesn't remove it. It releases the heart.
So he's putting hearts into the Heartless?
No. No, he's just
So-
releasing hearts from the Heartless.
To where are the hearts going?
They float away. We don't know at this point. They just float away.
So he just goes abracadabra and then hearts fly out of his key.
Well, you have to strike them with the blade.
So he could just go. So what happens if he goes to a Heartless? Wouldn't that put a heart in a Heartless?
No.
Why?
Because you unlock the heart. That's what the Keyblade's
Okay,
for.
so with the hearts, why doesn't just all the Heartless take the hearts and then they're heart free? So then the game over. You don't even need to keep going. We beat the game, baby.
Wait,
Hard
say
mode.
that again?
You just swing your blade, send out hearts, give them to all the Heartless. We beat the game. Everybody's happy, and we
No,
keep
the
going.
Heartless are bad. They
But
are
if
bad.
they get hearts, they'll have a heart.
Yes, they will. They won't have a heart. They want to steal the hearts. So here is the thing with Kingdom Hearts, all right? Hearts are not physical hearts. Think of the hearts as like a soul. Does that make sense?
I can't do that. No, because I need to remember. How could you be so heartless?
So like think of them as like somebody's soul. That's what a heart is. All right? It's not a physical organ. It's like a soul. All right? So when I say they remove their hearts, it means that they're removing their soul. And heartless are like creatures that feed on hearts.
Okay, so if we're giving them a soul, they would be good again.
No, because they feed on them. They
What
don't
if they got
need
a
them
soul?
per se, but they feed on them.
Okay.
Just think of it like that.
Okay, so they're always going to be bad.
Yes, they're always going to be bad, no matter what.
I don't get it. We should just give them a soul, speedrun the game, and then start a new game plus.
No, because they don't want a heart. They want to feed on
Okay,
hearts.
but I get it, though. I get it.
So that's what for right now. That's how we're thinking about it. All right, just to kind of prevent any further confusion, which
Got
will
it.
happen, by the way. All right. So, anyways, they explain to Sora how this whole thing works. How Sora's like one of the only people that can actually unlock the hearts and can actually kill Heartless, remove them from existence, and how this whole thing works. Meanwhile, in the next room over in the inn, Donald and Goofy are receiving exposition or an explanation from Aerith. Do you know who Aerith is?
You think I'm going to know who Aerith... Well, I know Aerith.
She
don't know
is
Aerith.
from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, it's a girl, Aerith.
Yes.
Aerith.
Yep.
I will remember Aerith with Aerith.
Aerith.
Friend of mine. Aerith, friend of mine.
She's from Final Fantasy VII
Oh,
as
it's
well.
Aerith. It's
Yes.
Aerith or Aerith?
Aerith.
Air, like air?
Air and then Rith with TH.
Aerith. All right, I will remember her as
Aerith.
Jordan.
All right.
Got it.
So she's
You got
explaining.
Air Jordan. You got Air Jordan. Let me just remember. You got Air Jordan. You got Yubi and Squall Up with Sora. And how could you be so heartless, which are the bad guys that don't have souls. And with the Keyblade, putting my key in the blade with the hearts, they're actually, look at them like souls, but they're feeding off of the hearts. That's
Yes.
what I got so far.
Yes.
And I'm still wondering where the gummy ship is, though.
The gummy ship is parked.
Okay. But
This is the
got it.
Keyblade, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. Sora has the Keyblade.
That's the Keyblade.
That's the Keyblade. All right. So that's the Keyblade. All right. Perfect.
They're all questioning marking me, but do I make sense?
I mean,
Am I right?
in a way.
Thank you.
In a way. Don't worry. Things will be challenged. When that happens, all right, they're explaining that there is a guy that's responsible for all this stuff. And his name is Ansem. Ansem is responsible for everything that's going on.
I hope he's good looking because it'll make it easier for Hanson.
He's very, very good looking.
Perfect.
Anyways, they're explaining how he's responsible for all this stuff and how the Heartless works. Lo and behold, while in the middle of their explanation, the Heartless attack. Now, this right here is just one of the forms that the Heartless can take. There's many different kinds of Heartless. They're like monsters.
Okay.
All right? So, all sorts of different Heartless start attacking. Leon tells Sora, hey, the Heartless are being controlled by like a queen, by like a major monster. Go check it out to see what the hell it is and defeat it.
But
So-
I thought Handsome, he was controlling.
No. He's saying they're responsible for the Heartless.
He's telling them.
Yes. No. So
Okay.
no. Aerith and Yuffie and Squall, whatever, they're explaining to the both of them on either rooms. That, by the way, Sora, Donald, and Goofy don't know they're there. All right.
All right, wait, I'm confused. What is
Ansem is responsible for like the Heartless existing.
Okay, but is Handsome talking?
No,
to him?
he's not talking.
But
Right
then
now,
the Queen is responsible for all of this.
for the attack on the world. Does that make sense? They're roaming around different worlds, and the fact that the Heartless are attacking there's like a Heartless that's controlling them. So Sora needs to go find this Heartless and go kill it, so the attack on that world can stop. It's like a hive mind.
I'm a little lost with where. I'm just gonna call him Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen? No.
comes
So
into play.
they're just explaining who Ansem is, and they're like, "There's this guy, and he's responsible for
thought
like
the
the
Queen was
Heartless
responsible.
existing." That's it. That's all they say.
I thought it was the Queen.
No, so there's another bigger Heartless that is acting similarly to like the Queen Heartless that is happening right there. Not the Queen of all Heartless, but
Okay.
it's like another Heartless controlling other ones.
So she's the Queen of the Heartless.
No, she's not.
Chris Hansen. Okay.
She's
Chris
not
Hansen
the Queen
is,
of the
all right,
Heartless.
so Chris Hansen is in control of everything of the Heartless.
He's responsible for the Heartless existing,
Okay, gotcha.
but
All
he's
right,
not
that's all I
in
need to know.
control of the Heartless that are currently attacking Sora and friends right now.
And that's the Queen.
Yes.
Okay,
So
got
Sora
it,
has
got
to
it,
go and kill whoever is controlling the Heartless currently right now. So
Okay.
Leon's like,
Yeah,
go
I'm
find the big Heartless that's controlling everybody. That's controlling the Heartless currently right now, and then things will calm down. So Sora
Okay.
sets out and tries to find. So you're playing as Sora. You're going through the Heartless, and you go across this district and you find the big Heartless. And that's the first boss of the game, the first big boss of the game. It's a very iconic boss. And from there is where Sora, Donald, and Goofy finally meet up. They're together now. Donald, and Goofy are like, "Oh my God, we found the kid with the key." But while they're chit-chatting, well, not really chit-chatting, but while they're kind of realizing what's going on, they're like, "Oh, we got to kill this big Heartless that's about to kill us." So Sora, Donald, and Goofy kill this big old Heartless called Guard Armor.
So they do it. You
They do it.
that
They
in the
kill him.
game.
Yeah. Done. That's the first boss. That's the first big boss of the game. And the first boss that you play as Sora with Donald and Goofy.
Okay, so that's your first big boss. All right, so
Yes.
let me recap, see if I got this.
Go for it.
You started off. Just make sure I'm caught up. So it started off with the gummy boat. That's Meanwhile over there. So that was Donald and Goofy, right?
Yes.
They're on the Meanwhile boat in the beginning. Sora comes to the island, and
Yes.
he's the chosen one. The light comes over him. Blah 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 blah. that all happens, and then later on, just to make this short, later on he meets up with Air Jordans, Yubi, and Squall Up. Squall Up explains everything, that the key produces the hearts, and then he encounters all the Heartless down there. They get told about Chris Hansen, who's like Chris Hansen is the one in control of all the Heartless, and but they have to go fight the Queen. So this was the hotel room, and then Sora meets up with Donald and Goofy, and they fight the one in charge of the Heartless. That's the first big boss fight.
Yes.
That's where we're at right now.
You got it.
All right.
So far, so good.
All right. Got it.
So
Let's
far,
go.
so good. He's keeping up, but it's not. Yeah, Ansem is just something that you should just keep in the back of your mind. He's not really a big player
in the
yet.
back. He's gonna take a seat back there.
He's gonna take a seat back there. Yes. All right. So that happened. They meet up, and finally, Sora, Donald, and Goofy, they're kind of explaining what's going on. So
they're
basically,
clapping for me.
Yeah.
They're actually clapping for me. I got like 4 claps. Yeah, I'm getting claps.
You got it.
Yes. Let's go. All right, continue.
All right. So with that being said, they beat the first boss. What's next? Essentially, Donald and Goofy team up with Sora, and Sora's trying to find Riku and Kairi. That's his main objective. Donald and Goofy are trying to find the king, which is Mickey. So because he's out somewhere and they found the boy with the key, now they gotta try and find the Mickey himself.
So Mickey is like the king of everything?
He's the king of, I don't know, something. They call him the king because, I don't know, he's just the king of
probably Tractor
He's the
Town.
king of Disney World. How about that? Just that's it.
Okay.
I guess.
He probably owns Tractor Town.
No, I don't think he does. I think he owns Disney Castle, which is where everybody came from. I don't know what he's the king
so everybody
of.
came from.
With that being said, yeah, he just has his own kingdom. Just imagine that. He has his own kingdom.
King Mickey. Got
Yeah,
it.
King Mickey. He rules over a specific world, and that's it. All right? So they're trying to find King Mickey. Sora's trying to find Riku and Kairi. This is where you embark on your entire adventure in Kingdom Hearts 1. All right? Okay. From here on out, Sora, Donald, and Goofy traverse through many different Disney worlds to try and ultimately find Riku and Kairi or King Mickey. Throughout these worlds...
Well, can I just ask one question?
Uh-huh.
During this, do you ever encounter Air Jordan, Yubi, and Squall, or is that later?
You come back. So Traverse Town becomes kind of like a hub world. It becomes like a world where you can come back, you can buy things, kind of like to take a break from everything, right? So it becomes like a hub world. So you come back to it regularly, and that's where the squad resides in. So throughout the worlds that you encounter, you go through Alice in Wonderland, you go through Hercules, you go through Aladdin, you go through Little Mermaid. Like, you go and meet different Disney worlds.
I muted for that. I like that. Traverse Town is like the Dalaran.
Yeah, you go through, after the Traverse Town, you basically go set out to other worlds in search of them. But you also have another objective while you're trying to look for them.
Okay.
The objective is that every world has a heart. The heart of the world.
Heart?
And remember that it's like a soul. It's like the world's soul. Does that make sense?
Okay, yes.
And you, as the Keyblade bearer, have to lock their hearts, because that's how the darkness is getting into the worlds. It's through the heart of the world.
So they're coming through the hearts.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have to basically lock every world so the darkness doesn't swallow that world, and you prevent it from what happened to your own to the island. So to prevent the island or from any world from sinking into darkness, similarly to what what happened to your world, you have to lock every world.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
And the Heartless, yes. The Heartless are entering those hearts
Yes.
in each world. That's how they're getting it.
That's right.
From Chris Hansen.
Not from Chris Hansen, but just the Heartless in general, like that enemy type,
Okay.
the monsters. That's how they get through there.
Well, he's in control. He's like the main.
He's the guy that kind of created them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, with that being said, that's kind of what you're doing throughout the game. You are locking worlds, and you're looking for Riku, Kairi, and Mickey. So you don't really have to throughout every world there's like a sprinkle of different things, and there is like a round table of villains, and those are the major bosses in each world. Like, for example, in Aladdin's world, do you know Aladdin and stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
A whole new world.
Correct. You got it.
Aladdin's in this game?
Yes. Well, not the song, but the characters show up in the game.
No, not the song. The character. He's in here? Does he have a carpet?
Yeah. He has a carpet.
Is that your main attack?
No, that's
Dude,
not your
that's
main
cool.
attack, but he
Oh,
does
dude,
join.
Is Jasmine in it?
Yes, Jasmine's in it. Yeah.
Oh, I want to play now.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch of Disney characters
Jasmine's
that appear.
cute.
Yeah, Jasmine, Aladdin, Genie, and
Yep.
the main boss of that world
The
is
tiger.
Is Jafar, not the tiger.
Okay. that
Unfortunately.
sucks, but that's okay. That's
Yes.
probably in the DLC.
So
All right.
the bosses of each of these worlds have like a round table, and they need to
Okay.
kill or they need to stop Sora from continuing to lock worlds, because the villains of this of Kingdom Hearts, or the villains of these worlds, are also working with the Heartless. They also have some control of the Heartless. It's the League of Villains, yeah, essentially. So the villains are also working with the Heartless. That's just their main objective. And so like Square Enix and Disney kind of tried to figure out a way to be able to incorporate these villains into the world of Kingdom Hearts. So they kind of made like a twist of the Disney IP and like the Heartless stuff. So that's how they kind of incorporated that into the game. While you're traversing through worlds and everything like that, we find out there's a league of villains that are trying to stop Sora, and then you kill each and one of them when you finish the worlds. Like for example, Tarzan's in this world too, in this game, and Clayton is the main villain there, and you have to kill there. All that good stuff. So you get the point there. So throughout the worlds, little bits of information start to come out. All right. The biggest one is that besides everything that's going on, there is an objective that the League of Villains are doing. Their objective is to kidnap the 7 princesses of hearts. What does that mean? They're basically beings, or like these princesses. They're not necessarily princesses, but there's these maids, these maidens.
These are side quests?
No, this is not a side quest. This is what
your
the
main
objective
thing is closing the heart of each island. So
That's
these are
right.
side quests.
That's right. So no, but this is the main objective of the villains.
The main objective it's a side quest, and the main objective is to close the heart with the key.
Yeah, but like the villains, this is what they're doing. Do you understand?
So these are the side quests of the villains.
No, this is the main.
If you could just bypass the villains, just lock up that heart, then they can't. The Heartless can't get in. So this is a side quest.
Correct. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a side quest. They're trying to find these girls. All right, and these girls have pure light inside. They are pure lights inside of them. They have no darkness whatsoever. You know the saying, like where there's a yin, there's a yang. These ones, there's no to every light there's a dark. These maidens have no light. I'm sorry. No darkness. I'm sorry. That was my fault. They have no darkness inside them. They're pure. Say so, girls.
They're
so
wholesome.
the reason why they want to gather these 7 girls is because if you, this is where it gets confusing. If you get all 7 girls, that leads a path to Kingdom Hearts. What is Kingdom Hearts?
Okay, is Kingdom Heart the path to the actual heart you got to lock?
No, Kingdom Hearts is it's basically where all hearts are born. Think of Kingdom Hearts as like Shenron from Dragon Ball Fighter. That's a really good analogy. Think of Kingdom Hearts as like Shenron. And with Kingdom Hearts by your side, you can have anything come true. Think of it like that. Do you know who Shenron is?
No.
Okay, never mind. We're not using that. Strike that. When these 7 girls are together, the 7 girls are together, and
I only know with DBC. I only know Piccolo, Vegeta, and Goku.
I see.
And the other bald guy. What's his name?
His name is
starts with a
Nagzz.
K.
Yes.
No,
So
it starts with a K. That guy.
So, anyways, and what you need to know, the villain's objective is to gather these 7 girls. These 7 girls can lead a pathway to Kingdom Hearts, and Kingdom Hearts is where all hearts are born. Think of it as like whenever you have Kingdom Hearts, you have absolute power. Okay, so that's the objective of the villains.
Well, what would be the point of getting that? Do we want like Air Jordan, Yubi, Squall, Donald, Goofy, Sora? We want all of them to have ultimate power?
No, this is for the villains. So like Jafar, Maleficent, things like that, like those, the villains are trying to do that. And the heroes, all these, they're trying to stop them. At this point, there's been a lot of definitions on Kingdom Hearts, but as of right, for the first game, this is the definition of Kingdom Hearts right now. So
so you have to create the harem first with the girls to have the kingdom, the kingdom way.
The Kingdom Hearts.
Before, yes.
Title
So
screen.
you create the harem first before you could lock up the heart for that world.
No. That's completely separate.
So we're just creating a harem and finding the path to the kingdom heart, to the ultimate heart.
Who's trying to get a harem?
Well, the 7 girls. You said you have to collect them.
Well, the villains are trying to collect them. Do you know what a villain is, Nagzz?
Yeah. It's a bad guy.
The bad guys. The bad guys
Like
are
Peach, like in Mario. So you were basically a bunch of Marios. We're creating a harem, though.
So the whole point of the villains, what they're trying to do is they're trying to collect 7 Maidens of Hearts. That's
Am
what
I
they're called.
wrong? Like, am I wrong?
Completely. So 7 Maidens of Heart, and then once you collect all 7 Maidens of Heart, a pathway opens, a magical pathway opens, and it leads you to Kingdom Hearts. Think of it as like heaven. Like all of a sudden a light comes down from heaven and you go up to heaven. Think of that as Kingdom Hearts.
And that's game over.
No, that's when if Kingdom Hearts falls under the wrong hands, Kingdom Hearts will completely be engulfed in darkness. Okay?
you wanna keep it
Because that's Kingdom Hearts is where everything is born. Light, hearts, darkness, everything comes from Kingdom Hearts. So if you have that power, that's pretty bad, right?
If you're evil.
Yes, correct. And that's the whole objective of the evil guys in this game.
Okay. So Chris Hansen controls Kingdom
But
Hearts.
this is not Chris Hansen. This is not Ansem.
Okay.
This is the League of Villains. So it's kind of like
This is just all of them controlling it right now.
So it's basically 2 separate types of like villain groups. There's Ansem, and then there's the League of Villains. The League of Villains.
Does Chris Hansen hate the League of Villains, or are they together?
We don't know at this point.
Oh, okay, so they
We don't
might
know.
even be fighting. Oh, they might be fighting for the Kingdom Heart for ultimate evil.
Maybe. You have to find out.
And
So
they might do the Triforce like in Zelda, so they'd be the good, the evil, and Chris Hansen, the 3.
yeah, sure.
Okay. All right,
So-
I got it so far.
As of right now, the League of Villains are trying to collect the 7 Maidens of Hearts, and they're trying to get to Kingdom Hearts. That's what the villains are doing. Little by little, every time you pass a world as Sora, or every time you beat a world, of course, you kill one of the villains, etc., etc. But the leader of the League of Villains, guess who it is?
Who is it?
It is Maleficent. Do you know who Maleficent is?
I don't.
Maleficent is the big baddie from Sleeping Beauty. Maleficent is the
Isn't
big.
that with the 7 dwarfs? No, that's Snow White.
No, that's the evil queen. This
Snow White's the evil queen?
the villain
she's-
of Snow White is the evil queen.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So this is Maleficent. She's from Sleeping Beauty.
Okay.
All right. She's the one that is in charge of the League of Villains. She's the one that hatched the plan to collect or to gather.
This was the queen you were talking about earlier, so it's...
No, this is not the
her.
queen. No, that was a completely separate.
That was
baddie.
first boss. That was
first boss. Yes, completely different.
All right, so this is Magnificent, and she's this.
Yes. So she's the leader of the League of Villains.
I never watched Disney. I watched like Disney things to catch the sexual references when I was a kid, like the like the sex in the Lion King. It was in the dust, and then you would get like the like on the cover of a Little Mermaid, you would have like the thing that's drawn, like all the like references things that like Disney would put in. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Like if you look, there's a bunch of like references and things like in The Rescuers Down Under when they're driving on the it's like a tuna like can thing down there. There's a picture of a naked woman in the back. You could see it like
There
frame by frame.
is?
Yeah. On the cover of Little Mermaid, one of the things on the thing looks like it's drawn like exactly like a penis.
Oh, I know
Then
that
they
one.
say
That's the cover.
Priest getting a boner also in The Little Mermaid. The priest pops a boner at the marriage thing. Then you got The Lion King. You have sex, and like the dust turns into sex. This is like
Interesting.
I am actually right. Exactly. Yeah, these are like things like when I was
I
a
do
kid,
know
I
about
remember
the
looking
cover
up,
of the
on
Little Mermaid.
AOL because I was like, no way is this stuff. And I used to have the VHSs and like kind of like look for them, and be like, oh my god, it's real. It used to freak me out.
Ha! That's interesting.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah.
So,
that's all.
anyways,
Yes.
Maleficent is the leader of the League of Villains. Say it with me.
Okay.
Maleficent
Maleficent
is the leader
leader
of the
villains.
League of Villains.
Maleficent is the leader of the League of Villains.
That's right. Correct. You got it. Yo, Turi, keep it in your pants, buddy. All right. So
Wait, what?
I have sound bites, and sometimes a horny sound bite shows up. I have to. Anyways, that's what's going on, and she's the one that hatched the plan to collect the 7 maidens. The 7 maidens of heart are Jasmine, Sleeping Beauty, Aurora, Alice from Alice in Wonderland, Belle from Beauty and the Beast. What was the other? Cinderella from Cinderella. Final one before, and Snow White. Snow White is the 6th one. There's a 7th one, but we don't know who that is until later. So those are the ones that we know so far. Huh?
It's probably Princess Toadstool.
Princess Toadstool. Yes, Nintendo characters making it into Square Enix games. Correct. Yes, that's what's going on.
A big collab. Big collab with everyone.
That would be great. Be pretty good. So anyways, you traverse through different mini Disney worlds. It's really fun. It's really cool. We find out what the League of Villains want to do is they want to collect these 7 maidens. Alongside that, we finally meet up with Riku in the midst of all of our adventures. We finally meet up with Riku. He's like, and Sora's like, oh my God, Riku, is that really you? And Riku's like, yeah, it's me. Stop. You know, it's a nice little touching reunion that they have.
Okay.
And Riku gets introduced to Sora and Donald, and Sora and Donald and Goofy they're pretty good friends at this point. Like they've been traveling together and all that stuff. So while they are, talking to each other, Riku kind of disappears very weirdly from the conversation. And then Sora's like brushes it off, is like, oh, at least he's okay. We'll see him again soon. But what actually is happening is that Riku is actually being assisted by somebody. He's being assisted by Maleficent.
Chris Hansen.
Maleficent. So Maleficent has her hands and has kind of been whispering sweet nothings to Riku, trying to turn him against Sora. Does that make sense?
Kind of, yes, I get it.
Okay, so Riku woke up somewhere. So we kind of find out that Riku woke up somewhere when the island fell to darkness. He fell somewhere. We don't know where he went. He went somewhere, but Maleficent found him. And when Maleficent found him, she's been feeding him dark powers and has been influencing him in the ways of the dark side. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm slipping a little bit. I was doing really good. I'm slipping. Yeah, I'm slipping.
What are you not getting?
Where is Chris Hansen in all this?
Like, he's taking a back seat. He's not going to show up until way later.
Okay.
Ansem is nowhere to be seen at all.
Okay.
So far, right now, Maleficent.
The queen, Magnificent, is feeding sweet nothings of evil into Riku.
Yes, correct. Okay. And attempting to turn Riku against Sora. That makes sense?
Okay. Yes.
Because she is bad. Muy mala. Evil. Ooh, nasty. Good. Evil. Yeah?
Everybody keeps saying that this is like the Callie and Corona clip where Callie's explaining when they were playing Keep Talking and No One Explodes, and Callie's explaining, okay, so we're going to take Corona's like, okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Diffuse bomb, yes,
okay.
Yes. English, okay.
Okay. Correct. Correct. So anyways, bad person tells friend of good person that good person's actually bad. So essentially, she's trying to turn Riku against Sora. Because of that, he starts to become a real dum-dum. All right? Throughout the adventures, they meet up with Riku, and Riku starts to become a real dummy, just going against him and trying to spoil his plans, etc., etc. So we get to a specific point in the story in a specific world where more things start to advance, because at this point you're just passing through different worlds and they don't really mean too much. So we get to Neverland, more specifically Captain Hook's ship. Do you know who that is?
I know who Captain Hook is.
Okay.
Yes.
He is from what?
Peter Pan.
There you go. Peter Pan. Captain Hook is a part of the League of Villains, and Riku is assisting Captain Hook and whatever, because he's kind of become like a minion.
It's really sad. Oh my god, the chat erupts with claps and plus ones when I actually the first thing I do was Peter Pan.
You got it. Yeah.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
That's how it be. That's how it be.
They're trying just for something. Be like, what?
So Riku has kind of become like a minion, like a loyal dog to Maleficent and the League of Villains. Throughout this thing, Sora shows up to Hook's ship, all right? And he finds Riku there doing bad things, whatever. So Sora is like, what is wrong with you? Why are you being a dummy? Etc., etc. And Riku's like, well, you turned against me, and you know that duck and that dog are now your friends, and what about me? Like
this is all because of Magnificent.
Yes,
putting stuff in Riku's ear.
Correct.
Okay.
And then we find out that Riku found Kairi. He found her, but Kairi is like a puppet. Like it's just like a soulless being. She's just sitting there. She's not saying anything.
She's always been like that from the beginning too.
Well, not really.
Didn't she?
No, she was giggly and she was like a girl. But
okay.
I was talking. Don't worry about that. She's a girl and stuff. But when we see her next, she's like a soulless puppet. All right. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't move. She doesn't nothing. She just keeps her eyes open. It's like her soul was extracted from her body. Oh, and I just to kind of sidetrack, just let's put all this on pause. Let's rewind just a little bit. Is that okay?
Okay.
Throughout the adventure, before we got onto Hook's ship, we start to see visions of Kairi throughout the Disney worlds. Like she just shows up.
Captain Hook's ship.
Before Captain Hook's ship, yeah. Before the Captain Hook's ship, and
so just seeing. Okay.
We just see her randomly. And it's like he's hallucinating. Like she starts talking and she shows up, and then he talks back, and Donald and Goofy are like, what the hell are you talking? Who are you talking to? They don't see her. Only Sora can. So that's just a little bit of a side thing that I wanted to mention, just to kind of, foreshadow things that happen later on, okay? So Sora starts seeing like hallucinations of Kairi throughout the game. Does that make sense?
He's seeing hallucinations.
Yes. Does that make sense?
And she's kind of like just like a zombie.
Well, this is prior.
Zombie.
This is prior to Captain Hook's ship.
Okay, so that was before. Okay.
Yes.
Now he sees her, and she's
now he sees her, and he sees her as like this soulless body. So now he's like kind of happy because, oh my God, we found Kairi and she's doing relatively okay, you know. So he wants to really talk to her. He wants to, but they kind of like trap them. They imprison them in the ship. So he has this elaborate plan to try and break out and try and get to Kairi. And who's there to help him? Guess.
Who's there to help break out?
Yeah. Who's a part of the world?
Duck. Chris Hansen.
No. Guess again.
Squall.
No. Guess again. Who is Captain Hook's arch nemesis?
Peter Pan's there to help?
Peter Pan's there to help.
So he makes an entrance.
Yeah. He makes an entrance. Okay. Apparently, alongside Kairi, they kidnapped Wendy. And Peter Pan is like, oh my God. Huh?
Who's Wendy?
Oh, you don't know who Wendy is, huh? Wendy is Peter Pan's boo.
Oh, all right. I did not know that.
Yes. Okay. Watch the movies. And that's where the downfall begins. Anyways, Peter Pan's there to help you. All right?
It's got a ton of -1s now.
Yes, you should. Peter Pan's there to help you. And while you're traversing through the ship to try and get to Kairi, we find out that before you get to the main headquarters to where Kairi is being held, Captain Hook is there and said, hey, you're too late. Riku has taken Kairi and took her to the evil League of Villains headquarters. So we're like, okay, I guess we have to...
taking her to Queen Magnificent.
Yeah, to her castle. Okay. Or not to her castle, but to like the headquarters. It's called Hollow Bastion. I'll put that in.
Hollow Live. I'll remember that.
Sure. This is where things become really good. All right, Hollow Bastion, right here. So Sora, Peter Pan, Donald and Goofy beat up Captain Hook, and they say bye-bye. They're going to go off to one of the final worlds of the game, which is Hollow Bastion. Hollow Bastion. They get to Hollow Bastion. All right, you're there because Riku took Kairi, and he wants answers. So you traverse through it, and guess who's there to help you out? My favorite character to assist you in this game is there. It's the Beast. From Beauty and the Beast.
From Beauty and the Beast? He's there?
He's there because they kidnapped Belle. Why? Do you know why they kidnapped?
She's one of the 7 heroines.
Correct. They kidnapped her, and Beast, they took her from his castle, and this is the part I love. Through sheer will...
Mr. Beast got pissed.
Yes, he got pissed, and through sheer will and force, he found a way to traverse to another world where Belle is being taken. Through sheer will alone.
Just from being a beast?
Just being a beast.
Okay.
Correct. through sheer, they took Bell, and he's stopping at nothing. Pure determination.
Actual Chad.
Actual Chad. He's just, I want Bell. I'm not leaving until I get Bell. Like, straight up like that. It's dope. It's sick. So anyways, while we're making through the castle, our way through the castle, we meet up with Riku. He stops us. He's like, hey, what's up, guys? Riku's there. Riku says something very weird. He's like, I'm going to paraphrase, but he says something along the lines of, that's a cool looking Keyblade you got there. It'd be a real shame if I just took it. And lo and behold, he holds his hand out and the Keyblade appears in his hands now.
Force pull.
Yeah, he took it. He took the Keyblade. Now, this is where I'm going to tell you how the Keyblade kind of works. The Keyblade basically chooses the person with the strongest heart.
Okay.
And at that point, Keyblade-chan got all doki and went over to Riku-kun. Get it?
So, wait, Keyblade actually had a personality?
No. That's just me being stupid.
Oh.
Essentially, the Keyblade said,
wait, well, how would Riku have the most heart when they're evil?
He has a stronger heart, not the most heart. He's a stronger heart.
What does that mean?
He has a stronger soul. He's a stronger will, stronger heart. That's what that means.
How could you tell
because the Keyblade is magic and it can tell.
Do they do like a push-up? Like, how could you tell that?
You can tell by looking inside, and the Keyblade can, and it chose Riku by pure magic.
A tiny heart.
How does Excalibur know which person can pull the sword out of the stone?
I don't know.
That's right. It can tell because
so the blade just knows, and it goes to Riku.
Exactly. Correct.
Wow. Okay.
Same exact concept. So Sora gets devastated because Donald and Goofy are following strict orders from the king and said, follow the boy with the key. So
Donald and Goofy are taking orders from Mickey because he's the king.
Well, because Mickey said that, they have no choice but to follow Riku.
To follow Riku?
Yes.
What?
So they leave.
So they're just letting Sora stay there? What about Yubi and Air Jordan?
No, they're in Traverse. They're over here. They're not a part of it.
They're in Tractor Town? So
yes.
They're just chilling in Tractor Town.
They're chilling there. So Donald and Goofy leave Sora for a brief period of time. I say brief. Okay. And Sora is there with nobody but the Beast. So the Beast is your only companion at this point. So the Beast guy basically is like your crutch. He basically does everything for you because while you're in this point in the game, you have a wooden sword. You don't have your blade. You can only cast.
You lost the Keyblade.
You
so
lost
now
the
you
Keyblade.
got a level 1 sword.
Yes, correct. Okay. It's really bad. You can't. Okay. You can literally do nothing.
You got a Deku sword. Or
correct.
A Deku stick, basically.
A Deku. Okay. It's basically a Deku stick. Yes. Okay. Massive carry. So they traverse through the castle, and then they finally get to inside the castle. That's the whole point. You have to try and get in the castle. You get to the castle. There's Riku. When Donald and Goofy, they're meeting the Beast and Sora. And at this point, they have a huge discussion. Riku says, you're kind of lame, dude. Peace out. And he tries to kill Sora. Sends out a fireball to kill Sora. Then Goofy comes in and steps in. He's like, no, I'm not letting my friend.
After following the Keyblade, he decided to
he just completely disobeys orders.
So from anime betrayal to anime unbetrayal.
Yes, correct. He goes to defend Sora. He's like, I'm not letting... And Riku's like, you would defy your king? He's like, I don't want to defy my king, but I'm not going to let my best buddy Sora go down. And so on. So he became a real Chad. He's a real one. And he's like, hey, Donald, if you don't mind... I'm actually gonna stick with Sora, so bye.
and he's like,
yeah. And Donald's like,
how does he do? He's like,
yeah, correct. Correct. And Donald's like, hey, never mind. I want to go with you guys too. So they basically the gang's back together. And the Keyblade, yeah, and the Keyblade notices this because Sora says something.
No, it's Donald, not Toad. Sorry.
So then, the Keyblade notices this because Sora says, "I don't need power. My friends are my power." That's a big quote. I don't need power. My friends are my power. And the Keyblade acknowledges Sora.
Okay.
And the Keyblade comes back.
Now it's
to him.
measuring heart. So Sora's heart did more push-ups now than Riku's. So the Keyblade's gonna come back to Sora.
Correct.
Okay.
So now he's back, and there's a boss fight with Riku, and we beat up Riku, and he runs away. Now you can traverse the castle and stuff. You make your way up, and something happens to Riku after that fight. Maleficent is at the top. She has collected all the princesses of heart. They are all in that castle. So Maleficent is at the top of the tower, about to open up.
So she has the whole harem right now.
Yes, she does.
Okay.
She has the whole
Reverse harem, right?
The
Isn't that
seventh
a
princess. Guess who the seventh princess is?
Daisy.
No, you got two more.
I'm gonna say. I got two guesses, right?
Two
Someone
guesses.
Disney. DuckTales.
Why would you say DuckTales?
It's the first thing that came to my head.
I know.
I got one more guess.
Who else in this story that you've heard so far could potentially be a princess of heart that has pure light inside of them?
Jasmine.
She is one of them. She's up there.
She's one of the 6.
She's one of the 6. Who is the 7th? What do you think? Guess.
Yubi.
No, it is Kairi. Kairi
Got
is
it.
the 7th princess of heart.
But she's soulless though.
She is. Correct.
So then how is she?
We'll get to that in a moment. But your answer will be your question will be answered.
Everybody's mighty sweating me, but I wouldn't guess that she's soulless.
So she is the 7th princess of hearts. So she's up there. And the whole objective for Sora, Donald, Goofy, and the Beast, because the Beast is still helping you, is to get them out of there or stop Maleficent, essentially. They need to stop Maleficent. So you're making your way up the castle. Meanwhile, Riku is having a moment. He lost his fight. He lost the Keyblade. He's just like, why? Like, he's just having a moment right now. And then all of a sudden, a hooded figure appears. And by the way, hooded figure, that term, those terms, or that archetype of person appears a lot in the Kingdom Hearts series. But a hooded figure shows up behind Riku and says, do you want power? It's basically along the lines of, do you want power? Do you want power? You want to win, essentially.
It's Chris Hansen.
So essentially, gives him a bunch of power. All right? Okay. That's the end of that. It fades out. All right?
Okay.
So, anyways, we're going up the castle. We run into Maleficent, and we beat up Maleficent. Okay. She retreats to like a little portion of the castle where Riku shows up again after we beat up Maleficent. But this time, Riku's different. It's like he's being possessed. And we find out that he is being possessed by Ansem. He finally appears.
Finally, Hansen's here.
He finally appears.
Back. Okay.
I'm not going to go beyond that, chat, because I know that he appears prior to this encounter, but to make it simpler, he finally appears and does something.
What does he do?
He possesses Riku.
He reveals the chat logs.
So he reveals the chat logs. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. So, anyways, he has a Keyblade. Riku. We call this version of Riku Ansem. It's like Ansem possessing Riku. So he has a Keyblade, and this Keyblade is made up of the 6 princesses of hearts. That's how this Keyblade exists. So this Keyblade has the ability to unlock all hearts and unlock the darkness in their heart and just release their hearts. Either with like fill them up with darkness some more, or just unlock their hearts so they can be released. So he does that to Maleficent. Maleficent gets all this power. She turns into Dragon Maleficent, which is actually a big boss in the game. If you ever play the game, you would know what I'm talking about.
That's her final form.
That's her final form. Okay. Correct.
Okay.
Final form Maleficent is Dragon Maleficent, and here it is. I should put in Riku Ansem here too. There's Dragon Maleficent. Let me put in Riku Ansem here. Here's how he looks like. It's dark Riku, pretty much.
I'm curious to see.
So that's him right there.
Oh, so there he is. Okay.
That's him right there, and that's the Keyblade that unlocks hearts. That's his.
Okay.
So he shows up with that. We beat up Maleficent. We beat her, etc., etc. Now it's time to beat up Riku Ansem. They have a monologue. You beat up Riku Ansem, and Riku Ansem tells you that Kairi is the 7th princess of heart, and she cannot, or they cannot open up the pathway or the entryway to Kingdom Hearts unless she gets her heart back. Currently, she does not have a heart. Where is her heart? Her heart is inside of Sora.
Because Sora has the big heart.
No, because in the beginning, remember when I said that Kairi phases?
The white? He's the chosen one?
He's the chosen one. But remember when I said that Kairi phased through Sora in the island?
Yeah.
At that moment, Kairi's heart went inside of Sora and took refuge inside of Sora's body. So Sora has 2 hearts inside of him. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay? So Sora currently has 2 hearts, and that's why Sora was hallucinating with Kairi. He was seeing Kairi everywhere. The reason why is because Kairi's heart is inside of Sora.
So Sora has 2 hearts right now.
Yes.
So why doesn't he just speedrun, take his heart out, throw it to Kairi? There's a 7 harem.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
Take it out.
You're getting ahead of yourself. But just want to let you know that there's 2 hearts inside of Sora right now.
Okay.
All right. Riku fights Sora. Riku Ansem. Sora wins.
Okay.
We beat up Riku Ansem. With Riku Ansem's blade, Sora looks at Kairi, looks at the blade, smiles really big.
Does he commit Sudoku?
And he commits Sudoku.
Sudoku. I knew it!
He stabs
Sudoku, I knew he was
himself.
gonna do it.
He stabs himself, which releases his own heart and Kairi's heart. So Kairi comes back.
Okay.
But because he committed Sudoku, he's falling into darkness. Now here is the part that I did not explain this to you. How is a Heartless created? Whenever your heart gets taken away from your body, a Heartless gets created.
Oh boy. So now since his heart was taken away from Sudoku,
Yep.
a Heartless was now created.
So Sora is now a Heartless.
Oh man.
So Sora is now this, but Kairi's awake. So she sees this all happening. He committed suicide just to save her. She's like, oh my God, Sora, what the hell?
But how would he do that if he has the biggest heart? Couldn't the key help him? Because committing Sudoku to give your heart up is an ultimate Chad heart.
It's a
so he's the biggest of biggest hearts.
Correct.
Basically.
Yep, and he gives it up to release Kairi. Absolute Chad move. Smiles at the camera, stabs himself.
He was a pretty big shrimp, and I respect it.
Big shrimp.
Big shrimp.
So anyways, he's gone. He's now a Heartless.
Okay.
So Donald and Goofy are now tasked with taking Kairi to safety. Let's get out of here because right now
the gummy boat.
Huh?
The gummy boat.
Yeah, they go to the gummy ship to go to Traverse Town.
Nice.
All right. Sora is now a Heartless, and there's darkness everywhere. Darkness is freaking everywhere. And because he used the Keyblade to unlock or to release Kairi's heart, the Keyblade, this Keyblade right here, gets destroyed, which means that the 6 Princesses of Heart, they have their hearts back now, and they're all awake.
Okay. Well, there's 7 now because Kairi.
Yeah, well, the other 6. There's Kairi, and the other 6 have now woken up. So there's darkness everywhere. It's just being overflowed with darkness. And Sora is a Heartless, and you get to play as a Heartless. It's pretty cute. It's Jerry. I have a Heartless thing like over there. His name is Jerry. It's pretty great.
Okay, so you play as a Heartless, and this is still in 1?
Yeah, this is still in 1. This is still 1. Oh boy, but this is nothing, bro. This is actually the story that makes sense. We go around the castle as a Heartless. It's pretty cute. And we find Kairi, Donald, and Goofy at the entrance of the world trying to get out, and they're being like overtaken. They're trying to fight their way out. And finally, Kairi looks at us, and she just has a weird feeling. She's just like, Sora? Is that you?
Even though we look like this.
Gremlin. Correct. She can see us, even though we're a Heartless. And she's like, I think that's Sora. Yeah, that's Sora. So she's like, all right, because you protected me, I'm going to protect you, which is cute. And finally,
why don't she even it up and commit Sudoku and give me my damn heart back?
Well, she does something even better. Okay. She hugs the Heartless, and magically, through the power of love and anime, he shows up again in his normal form.
What a shrimp, dude. So he comes, okay.
Yep. He comes back just like that, shows up in his normal form, and he says, thank you, Kairi.
He finally got to just handhold the girl, and he freaked.
Finally. Yep. He comes back. Just randomly, just boom, he's back. That's it.
It
just happened.
So if this is the thing, why doesn't she hug every Heartless she has and save the world?
That's a good question. That's never going to get answered.
She's got the power. Just hug every Heartless and save us.
There is speculation. Okay.
Save us.
So there is a speculation out there that the reason why he was able to come back is because she's a princess of heart. She's pure with light, and she knew it was him. And because he was fresh out, he was a fresh Heartless. She was able to.
And he was a tier 3.
It's basically an ass pull. That happens. Sora's back. They all retreat. They all leave the castle and go to Traverse Town. So are you with me right now?
Yes.
Okay. We still okay?
It doesn't make sense. She could just hug everybody.
Well,
and everybody will be, and she could save the world.
Yeah, I guess so. But no, that's not how things go around here.
Okay.
That's not how things go around here. They go back. They go to the headquarters of where all the squad is, and they're like, "All right, what do we do now?" And we find out that Hollow Bastion, this place, is the home world of Squall, Yuffie, and Aerith. Oh, and Sid is in this game too. They're basically like, "Well, that place is our home, and we'd like to go there, but the place is filled with darkness. What's going on right now, you know, the keyhole, the heart of the world, you know, that whole plot line that we were doing? So that heart is being overtaken by it's running rampant. So it's spawning more darkness than normal. So Sora has to go back to that world, lock up the...
You have to repeat back a little
yes.
bit. I'm looking at your screen, and I was focused on Coco, the gif of Coco.
Oh.
Pixel Coco dancing. I completely zoned out for a second. Go back a little bit, just a minute.
Okay.
Sorry. I literally just zoned out.
So...
I've been doing pretty good, though.
So essentially...
I've been doing really good.
So pretty much this right here, this is their world. Okay. All right? Their world, so they have to... So they're like, hey, we kind of want to go back to our home world. We don't want to be stuck here. So the world, the heart of the world, which is like the keyhole pretty much that he has to lock, is being running rampant with darkness. So Sora has to go back to this world to be able to lock it up and stop the darkness from coming in. They go back, they lock the Heartless. I'm sorry, they lock the hearts. So no more... I mean, darkness still is roaming around, but no more can come in.
No more can come in because
yes.
they locked the
Correct.
heart.
So they lock it up, and who shows up right then and there? The man himself, Ansem.
Chris Hansen's back.
He is here, and we finally get to see how he looks like. That is him. Ansem, Seeker of Darkness. That's his name.
Damn.
He shows up, and he's like, I can't allow you to keep doing this. You keep foiling my plans. I can't allow this to happen. So when he's about to attack, guess who pushes him back? Riku.
Wait, Riku is having a change of heart.
Yes, he had a change of heart. Well, he basically is not possessed by him anymore. And he sees the error in his ways. And Ansem is kind of taking him hostage, like inside of him in a way. Riku kind of forced Ansem back with the strength of his heart. He's like, get out of here. Go, go. I'll hold them back, etc., etc. So they leave. And their next objective, is to go to the final world. It's called the End of All Worlds. It is where darkness is born. And it's where Ansem resides. So that's the final world of the game. We're at the end. The whole point here is to save Riku from Ansem's clutches and to kill Ansem, because he's too evil. Because another thing he's doing right now is that he found a way to be able to open up Kingdom Hearts without the princesses. So he found a way.
So there is another way.
There is many different ways you can go into Kingdom Hearts. Yes. They go to the world. They traverse through it. They kick a bunch of heartless ass. They get to Ansem. And there Ansem is chilling and just explaining a whole bunch of things like darkness is all, darkness is bay, darkness is love, darkness is everything. Just darkness this, darkness that, darkness, darkness, darkness. And we're just like, no, light, 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 light. We love light, 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 light. So, and then we ensue in a big boss fight. Bunch of different phases. And here is when one of the funniest things happen. And that is one of the bosses that you face when you face Ansem is a boat.
The gummy boat.
No, it's an Ansem boat. Look at this.
Chris Hansen's boat.
He becomes a boat. Look at that. Ansem becomes a boat. Yes, that is his boat. And you have to beat him up. We beat up Ansem at the very end. This is like the fight of fights. Big boss fight. It was really cool. Finally, you beat up Ansem. Let's get to the ending. You beat up Ansem.
Uh-huh.
At the very end. Are you following so far, kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Transformers, yeah.
Yeah, Transformers style. Boat. That's right. From this to this. So they beat up Ansem. He's like floating there. He's defeated and stuff. He's like, he believes that Kingdom Hearts is darkness. It's like, that's where darkness spawns. And then the doors to Kingdom Hearts swing open. And there's a whole bunch of Heartless in there that's about to come out. Just darkness everywhere. He says darkness is everything. Darkness. Plunge everything to darkness. And then Sora makes a little exposition. And he says one of the most popular lines in all of Kingdom Hearts. And it is so cheesy. He says, Sora. Sora says, I know now, without a doubt, that Kingdom Hearts is light.
Is light.
And then all of a sudden, Kingdom Hearts just, oh! just lights everywhere, and pierces Ansem, and he disappears in the light, and that's how Ansem gets taken out.
Damn.
And so now Kingdom Hearts is open, which is very bad, because Kingdom Hearts is light, but it's also darkness. It's where everything is born. Darkness and light. They have to close it. You can't let it to be open. Things would be very bad if you leave Kingdom Hearts open. So guess what they have to do? What do they have to do? Guess. When something is open, what do you do with it?
Close it.
Yes! You got it!
So they're going to continue doing what they've been trying to do.
So they're going to close Kingdom Hearts, but they can't close it from one side.
Of course not. There's got to be something else. Everything's going wrong.
Everything's something else. That's
Bro, they
right.
could have sped run this whole thing and just had her hug all the Heartless, and this would all be done with. And then go there, nobody's bothering, and then just lock up all the hearts on every world, take the harem, have a good time, and go to Tractor Island and have a few martinis and relax. Could all been over.
Could have, but it didn't happen that way.
Of course not.
So they can't close it from one side. They have to close it from the other side too. Someone is going to need to close it from the other side. And so they start closing it. Donald, Sora, and Goofy start closing it from the outside, and then a hand appears from the inside and starts helping them close it. Guess who it is?
Beast.
It's Riku. No, not the Beast. That would have been so cool, though.
What is this Riku? Yeah, right. What is Riku? He's on,
So-
he's off, he's helping, now he's fine.
He's
Now
helping
good.
now.
Now he's helping close. Okay.
Yes, because he's given himself to darkness. He's seen the error in his ways, but he still has darkness inside of him. So he's sacrificing himself and staying in the realm of darkness, which is what it's on the other side.
For them, because of
For
how
them,
he acted.
correct.
Because of how he acted.
But the thing is, there's another catch. You know how I said they have to close it from the inside?
Yeah.
So on the outside, there's Sora. And Sora has a Keyblade of light. You also have to close from the inside with another Keyblade called the Keyblade of Dark.
Why don't they go to
Mickey
Locksmith?
comes in.
Clone all these Keyblades, hand them out to everybody.
There's two Keyblades
Oh my god.
at this point. There's only two Keyblades.
Okay.
There's the Kingdom of Light, which Sora has, and the Keyblade of Darkness. And this entire game, King Mickey has been in the realm of darkness looking for this Keyblade. And he shows up out of nowhere. He's like,
He's done nothing.
and he's done pretty much nothing but look for this Keyblade.
He said,
and it
make
is like,
sure whoever has the Keyblade, you follow them. And he almost caused a big problem.
Yep.
Mickey.
So,
What an asshole.
so he went in there to find the key, but the good thing he
Useless.
did, because he's going to close Kingdom Hearts from the inside with his Keyblade. He shows up, Sora, let's close this together, Sora,
Actually doing something.
He's like legit in there. It's a golden Keyblade. It looks beautiful, by the way. It's a golden, solid gold Keyblade. It's freaking dope. So anyways, he shows up. Let's close this together. And then they close it. And Riku's like, take care of Kairi for me. You know, saying stupid last words. And then they close it. That's it. And Mickey and Riku are stuck in the realm of darkness. And Sora, Donald, and Goofy are out in the realm of light. I'll go ahead and I'll show him the picture of Mickey. Here it is. There he is. Right there. There he is. That's him. Golden Keyblade, the Keyblade of Dark. He closes it up. There he is. Shirtless and everything. Shows up. They close it up. Kingdom Hearts disappears. Bada bing, bada boom. Randomly, Kairi shows up. How the hell did she get here? I have no clue.
He could have ended this, but I
Yeah.
don't like her.
She came in and she's like, is it over? Well, she doesn't say this, but paraphrasing, is it over? He's like, yeah, but I still got to do one more thing. I got to go find Riku. I got to go get him. He's
Wait,
best.
Kyrie said that?
No. Sora said that.
Oh, Sora said that.
Kyrie's like, are we going to go home now? He's like, yeah, but no.
I hate this girl. She's just like, she gets everybody to shrimp for her, do all these things. She's like, time to go home. He's like, no, I got to go for my boy.
Yeah.
And I don't like her.
So anyways, she's like, okay, that's good. Go get him. So at this point, because they closed Kingdom Hearts and they expelled everything, all the worlds that were in darkness came back, which means his home came back.
Okay.
So as they're together, the land splits, and she's like, oh no, he's like, don't worry, Kairi, I'll come back for you, I promise. And they're holding hands, and then slowly they let go of each other, and then Simple and Clean shows up, which is the song. And
that's where it ends?
And that's where it ends. And all of a sudden, the island starts coming back around her. She's back on the island. and she's waiting for Sora. Sora is just chilling on the other side, going on another adventure to find Riku.
So she gets to just chill, relax, and
She gets to be alone in the island, waiting for Sora.
Is there any other guys on the island?
Yes, but it's not Sora.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's how the game ends.
Wow. Happy ending for her.
Yeah.
Not for
Pretty
Sora.
much. Sora still got to work. There's a lot more work to
He's
do.
gonna do everything now.
There's a lot more work to do.
That was really that made sense. I followed along pretty decently.
You followed along. I'm pretty surprised.
Yeah.
I'm pretty surprised.
That was actually a really good. That was a good breakdown.
So that was KH1 in a nutshell. So
all I keep seeing in the chat, they keep doing the this is SpongeBob, the cave pop, because of me, cave pop, the emote with me talking, because it's just funny. It's stupid. It's just dumb. But that was really good. That was really.
I will
good.
tell you this, Nagzz. If we do this again, this is the one and only game that is comprehensible, and we can leave it at that. But if you continue on to this path,
It's like 2 and 3, like really, like.
Listen, let me give you the timeline of games that happened. 1 came out. After that, the game between 1 and 2 comes out, which is called Chain of Memories. Then 2 comes out. After that, another game by the name of Birth by Sleep comes out, which is telling a tale to before Sora, before the first game. It's like the Halo Reach of Kingdom Hearts. Then there's another game that explains events from before 2 and after the game in between. Then there goes into a game that's after number 2. Then there's another game that goes after the game that's after 2. Then there is a mobile game that takes place thousands of years before even the first game.
So before Sora and before everything and Chris Hansen. And
Yes, way before then. Then you get a game, very small, tiny game, that happens while number 1 happens and before 1, but after the origin. Then is number 3. That is how many things we have to go through.
I'm gonna stick with 1. I liked 1.